Right, so I actually have no idea if it's actually going to work or not, because I think YouTube has gone wrong. I think something's gone wrong on the scheduling that apparently... Oh no, it's working. What? Okay. Alright, YouTube. I didn't even know it's that's actually going to happen. I had no idea it's going to go live. Alright. So here we are back today to cover another, or half a chapter in this case, of Youjo Senki. Manga. So we're on chapter 5.1. So apparently 5 is split into 2. Like it's actually 2 parts. I was like, huh. Alright, so that's actually kind of nice because fracking hell, last chapter killed my throat. Like I had nothing left in my throat last chapter. I was like, by the end of it. So it's actually kind of nice to actually split this one up because apparently chapter 6 or 7 is actually 80 pages long. I was like, oh, thanks guys. Thank you. Like, it's gonna try and kill me because apparently the latest chapter as well is also like cut. Like, it's like half of it's there and half of it isn't. I was like, what the hell's going on with this manga lately? Like, this manga is really confusing me. How it's all kind of structured and everything like that in between is kind of confusing because it just doesn't come out on time correctly, nor does it actually kind of follow cohesion. Ever since it changed kind of like Scannulator, it's just gone weird. It's gone weird, it has. So yes, anyhow, one of the major things that's happened lately in the manga is that Visha's been introduced, or Victoria? Like, the very, very Russian name that she has. You know who I mean. The girl, Awafu. She has been introduced, and she's pretty freaking cool in this one, because her and Tanya actually have a relationship that actually makes tangible sense. And she does not look like a moe blob, as she does in the actual anime, so it actually is freaking awesome. So hopefully we get to see more of that relationship as the time goes on, because it's actually freaking amazing. I like the relationship. I think it's actually kind of built on something that actually makes some like tangible sense. And as well, everything that's been kind of ruined in the anime has actually been like kind of fixed in the manga. Like everything's been kind of fixed. Everything's alright. Everything's good. I quite like it. So I actually had no idea it was actually going to work. I was going to be honest. I thought to myself, Christ, I've got to move this, don't I? Because I think YouTube's gone and mucked up. But no, it worked. I was like, wow, freaking hell, thanks YouTube. Can't argue. Can't argue. That's why I can't do. Because I actually even say the goddamn words. Can't argue. Anyhow, let's get on with 5.1, which has a very German name, which I will not pronounce right now because I think I need to actually go check whether or not I actually said. Wait a second. I need to check whether or not I actually said Fiend's name correctly. I think it's Visha, so it's her like kind of shortened name. Give me 1 second. I want to check whether or not I actually did say Victoria's name correctly. Yes, it is Victoria. Yeah, Visha. I don't know whether or not I said it correctly, or it was actually some kind of random thing I just said out of the blue. One of those things you have to like kind of be conscious of what you're saying to get something completely incorrectly. Anyhow, let's get on. So, I was a salaryman working for a corporation's HR department in Heisei, Japan, who was satisfied going down the path of the elite. I was pushed off the platform by someone I fired on my job, losing my life and everything I accumulated. Murdered for working hard. It seems that there's no God. It was a long time ago, something which happened in another world. The hypothesis was proven in no time. The devil claiming to be God, who started nitpicking the way of life of a dead man out of the blue and screwed with my reincarnation. So the devil claiming to be God, who started nitpicking the way of life of a dead man out of the blue and screwed with my reincarnation. I call the devil being X. I was reborn in an unreasonable world with an unreasonable background. Little girl, war orphan, mage affinity, can't say that word now. It's militarism. That's how you say it, militarism. So cheat gadget, cursed. A henchman of the evil being X further forced me to take a cursed item. It became impossible for me to stay out of the war, all because of being X. Being X's machination. I think that's how you pronounce that word. Damn it, BNX. You better remember this the next time we meet. No, she means business. She means absolute business. But now is not the time. We're rescuing the Observer Mages. Everyone, check your gears and don't slack on the orbs. Corporal... Jesus freaking Christ, here we go. Sarah Yakova, you're using an outdated orb. What? But they call it the latest model when it was issued to me in the capital. The excess mana sink on the new model is a slide. That's compact. Is logistics of the okay, I can't say that word now. Capital failing. I can't speak lately. I don't know why. See, the excess mana sink on the new models is a slide. That's compact. Is the logistics of the capital falling behind? Hey, look at that. Second Lieutenant Dugachev's orb. That's how we say the word. That's how we say the goddamn words. Do apologise in advance for my actual inability to speak lately. I actually have no idea. I think it actually is a learning process for me. Hello! I said to myself, you know what? I thought to myself, let's do it today. I didn't want to kind of leave this out because I thought it's actually one of the more kind of popular ones I cover besides JoJo. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it today as well. It's only 7 o'clock over here anyway, so it's actually not so bad. So it's only 27 pages as well, so it's actually still not so bad. So I actually have enough to cover. Forget what I mean. Work of Miracle Elenium Type 95. Single Wing Assault Medal Argent. Only usable to Flight Mage 2nd Lieutenant Tanya and Visha. It's constantly giving off an impressive mana signature. It looks perfectly holy. It does actually when you think about it. Just like an apostle sent by God. Huh? That's actually kind of legit. That's very legit. I like it. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I think it's actually pretty freaking neat. Right, so Common Era 1923 XX. Made 2nd Lieutenant Tanya Dugachev relieved from assisting development of the new orb. Reassigned to the Western Front 205th Mage Squadron. XXXX. That says words correctly. The 2nd Lieutenant took command of Flight 3, devoted to educating subordinates in live combat, attained significant results on the Western Front, scored more than 40 kills confirmed only. So today, 2nd Lieutenant leads the flight of a single mission. Let's effing go. Right, I don't miss anything actually in the bottom part of that thing. Nope. Just want to make sure. Did the actual kind of subs improve a bit as well, because the subs have kind of gone less crap this one, because last time, holy crap, those were some subs, those are some translations. I was like, damn son. Francois Republican Army Flight Mage Squadron. Screw the intelligence department. What do they mean? The defense here is the weakest. To break the stalemate on the Rhine front, the Republic's ground forces persuaded the Imperial Army in the hope of a breakthrough, but were surrounded instead. Oh, snap. The Imperial Army, which seemed to be buckling under pressure of the Republican, say the word, army, thickened their lines as per their doctrine of internal mobilization with all haste, and successively encircled the invading Republican army. Now the only escape from the frying pan is under fire from the Imperial Army artillery, and carnage ensues. Done, freaking done. Shoot the Imperial Artillery Observer Mage down. Cover ground forces, retreat. Muzzle flash Imperial Army batteries, alert. The accuracy didn't drop one bit, no matter the observer or the gunners. What kind of proficiency is that? Use your hands, not your mouths. Aye, sir. Optical spell has its limitations. Wishing to use explosive spells. Wait. New strong mana signature? Empire reinforcements? Abort observer hunting, prepare to engage. Only 4 signatures. Don't let your guard down. Imperial mages are the cream of the crop, even among great powers. I quite like this manga. I think it's actually pretty freaking great. If we pull back, the ground forces will be massacred. We'll make a stand here. All units, friendly observer is down. Repeat, friendly observer is down. What a day. Imperial Army, 205th Mage Squadron, Flight 3. Hey look, that actual like kind of string of numbers with the little thing on the end actually makes sense. 205th. Like last time was like, was it 400? Was 403rd? Like that's how he wrote it. I was like, wait, what? 401st? That's not how you say it. It's 403rd. But I digress because I quite like the fact it's actually being subbed, so I let him go. I let him go. I'm not holding anything against the lad. You get what I mean? Just because everyone's like, well, freaking hell, man, you've been a bit too harsh on him. It's like, I'm not. I love him. He's doing it. Second lieutenant seems regretful. She's a sympathetic person. Came all the way here for nothing, plus getting the short end of the stick. F it. Damn, strong words. Like you all heard, we regrettably didn't make it in time. Even so, we've got work to do. Second Lieutenant Dugachev, wouldn't it be too hard for a flight to handle? Sergeant Seans? Is that how you pronounce his name? Seans. While your concern is reasonable, intel suggests that the infiltrated enemies are around 2 squadrons of mages, exhausted from the long-distance flight, split into 2 flights to sweep the observers. That's to say, an easy mission of mopping up exhausted flight 6 times. Never see anything quickly. No. We're good. This intel is the last words from the observer. We must repay those who choose victory over their lives. Man of honor? Model soldier from the Empire? Morals high even in this situation, including Corporal... Jesus freaking Christ, it just wants to kind of throw these words at me constantly. Sarah Bryakova. By the end of this manga series, I'll be able to say that goddamn name like perfect. By the end of it, I bet you. Like, I'll be able to say it perfectly. They're all promising human resources. Alright, everyone. I'll take 3, you take the other 3. Shouldn't be difficult. Oh, shouldn't be too difficult. She looks so freaking cute, but she's so murderous. It's a problem. It's kind of like, oh, she's really cute. Oh, wait, she wants to murder people. Like... Nah, fam, nah, none of that, please. None of that. Her looks do deceive, as they say. That's what we get. That's what we get from it. Alright, let's go. Let's continue. Flight leader, are you the one who wished to be... Flight leader, are you the only one who wished to be an ace? Good question, Sergeant. It's just that I'm just 10 kills short of a bonus and a vacation. And I'll go on a gourmet spree in a resort. Sorry, lads. I want to dine gracefully in a bear hall. Oh, beer hall, sorry, not bear hall. We must protect, said Tanya. It's true, we must protect her and actually kind of lead her down a path of non-destruction. I said bear hall, it's beer hall. Sorry, I do apologise. Yeah, you must protect her. She's one of the she's a cinnamon roll of murder. That's why I kind of call her. I still don't understand how I'm just kind of sitting there going, freaking hell, she's so cute, but then she's like, oh my god, murder everywhere. So it's kind of like, no. So they go pat on the head and say, don't worry about it. It's all right. But then you just remember she just wants to murder people all the time. He's like, there are special leaves for those who kills exceed 50, specifically a grant of 2 weeks vacation and a bonus and whatnot. 5 kills makes an ace. 50 kills makes an ace of aces. That makes sense. Sally, my memory during the experimental uses of the Type 95 is all messed up. On top of that, I have conducted long-distance sniping, which was like long-distance bombardment, so there's a lot of unconfirmed kills. Unconfirmable kills. Same word. Just in the past tense. Still, some of those are recognized anyway. My score now sits at 40. More importantly, this kind of pure military kills is not subject of war crime prosecution, which is great. Even though this body is cursed by being X, I'll survive, even if that means everyone else is covered in blood. I envy you. And the flight brought from Lieutenant... Jesus freaking Christ. Alright, here we go. Swashkopf, that's how you pronounce his name. I remember now because it's a hair product. It's Swashkopf. Although reinforced by just 2 people, that's not insignificant for a flight mages. Being able to tend to the needs of the people in the field means that the Empire still has reserves to spare. Can we win this? It's true that the Empire is a precision machine of war like Germany, as I know. Victory is probably granted against any one country. A 2-front war is not unmanageable either, just like the current situation, but flaws and deficiencies of logistics and transportations are showing. One against the world is difficult, to be frank. War is best enjoyed winning. I thought Second Lieutenant likes, but the most desperate defense... I thought Second Lieutenant likes, but the most desperate defense lines. Okay, that makes sense. I thought to myself, wait, what? But then it makes more sense when you read it, like, more times. I also thought Second Lieutenant likes jumping into the frying pan. I'm a soldier, I follow orders. Second Lieutenant is trying to calm us down. We elders must stay strong. Even I would prefer peace. What about you, Sergeant Scenes? I hold the same opinion as Second Lieutenant. Tricky way of flying, I should try that next time. We're getting close. Let's make plans for the welcome party. You know something, the more I think about it, this would work great as a video game. Like, this needs to be actually made into a video game. Like, we just, like, kind of take some people down as Tanya. It'd be so freaking cool. But as we know, probably not 10 times, if it's going to be made into a video game, it must be a visual novel. Because I always wanted a Psychopaths video game, but we never actually got one, and we got a visual novel instead. I was like, oh, it could have worked so goddamn well as a goddamn video game that you could take down people as one of the characters, but no, visual novel, which is depressing. How are you going to do it? Give them the warmest welcome. Lead and magic beams on me. Initiating lead and magic beams on me. Initiating combat maneuvers. Because lead and lead are spelled the exact same way. It's spelled just said differently. Those really confusing words that you sometimes get. What to do with illegal immigrants without passports via visa? Deportation. Damn. Did not think it was going to go down that route, but it did. Okay. Alright. Wow, okay. Don't see anything on that panel? No. We're good. Just look at the war. Just look at the war itself and the beams and everything else in between. Mayday, 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 break, break. Actually quick. Because these things tend to actually never tell you in the bottom there's actually anything more. You're kind of like, oh. Bastard wiped out an entire flight. Where's the enemy? Minor signature tracking successful. Enemy at 12,000. 10,000. Operational limits of flight mages is 6,000. At 10,000 to control oxygen pressure, etc. requires many spells. The orb has to bear the swelling mana against gravity. Overcoming all of these, the high-power optical spell for long-range sniping made an impressive display of the Empire's military to the Republican army. That's crazy. Is that a fighter? Crap. There's no mistake. Climb. Engage at 8,000. Captain, even at 7,000 is a stretch. If we don't do something, our boys on the ground won't make it home. You're right. We have to do this. This is total war. Don't think of going back. Ascend. Charlie is engaging an enemy detachment. The bogey's here. Free bogeys here. Free bogeys here. I do apologize. Leave them. Leave them. That's a diversion. Bravo team. Target one above. Fighting solo. Oh, yeah, fighting solo. Is an ace of aces named Register Mage. Flight Mage is a small circle. A squadron's made up of 12 elites, a group of 36. Due to that, 5 kills warrant being labeled as an ace. Units with 6 or more aces, or aces of aces with 50 kills, individually are registered by their enemies as adversaries to be reckoned with. Well, that makes sense. Oh, Christ, have we hit the end of the chapter? I remember it's kind of split into 2. Dang it! I kind of like that. Why wasn't it just not 1? But alas, let's leave it there. I thought it's gonna cover 1 for this time being. It's really stupid how it's split into 2 parts, not just 1. Like it makes no sense how they're actually kind of adapting this manga, like into sub form. But at least they're doing it. That's the main thing we get from it. At least they're doing it. But anyhow, let's talk about the chapter. I think it's just so freaking good. I love it. It's just it's paced so goddamn well. You just never once bored, and the actual banter these characters have between each other, it's just so much fun. They feel alive. They feel like they belong there. They feel like they're actually warranted in this world. I actually quite like it for that reason. I quite like it because you generally feel this actual attachment to these characters. You feel like as if they're a group. They're actually a like kind of an army group. It's actually kind of freaking cool for that reason. You never feel like, why are they there? Like, it doesn't really feel like there's an absence of relationship within those people. They actually kind of do share this, like, sort of common ground. Even though Tanya, as we know, is a freaking, like, beast in the kind of respect of, she's pretty freaking strong. She knows what to do, and it's actually kind of terrifying. I actually quite like it for that reason, but still, it's actually kind of alright. I like it for that reason. One of the things that the actual anime lacked was this relationship between the characters. You didn't really know who these characters were because you just didn't really care. The anime didn't really bring them up to this whole entire point of caring. But this one is sort of allowing us to kind of get used to the characters while them being in this war itself. And for that reason, it's actually kind of cool because sometimes when you think about it, when a character or a garrison goes into war, 9 out of 10 times, a lot of them might die. You won't ever see them after that whole entire point, and very much when you see it in this kind of case, with this whole entire fight that's going on right now, it's very much apparent, this whole entire idea, that maybe it's not always going to be kind of sunshine and rainbows. Like, it's not always going to be one instantly. It's always going to be this kind of little thing of there might be some, like, kind of complications here and there. Actually kind of neat. Because still, even though that's happening, we're getting this relationship between these characters. We're getting to know who these characters are. We get to know how they work, how they kind of function, why they're there. And I think that's actually one of the better things the actual manga's done thus far, is actually bring these characters up to this whole entire point. Because if they didn't, then you wouldn't care if they died. But because they have this banter between them, it kind of allows us to actually know them and actually kind of get used to them, actually care for them. So actually don't want to see anything bad happen to any of them. Because again, if I was watching the anime, I would not care anything happen to Visha. But in the manga, I quite like her character because I actually know where she came from, why she's fighting, where she is right now, why she's kind of like very much friends with Tanya. Everything is very much there. It's written so perfectly. You actually understand it. The anime did not do any of this because the anime just kind of didn't care. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh my god, it's freaking amazing." I'm like, it's lacking so much. Like, the manga just beats it in every single respect because it just has everything. The anime doesn't have anything that's actually kind of like. But alas, anyhow, enough of my detestment for the actual anime itself, because the anime is absolute garbage compared to the actual manga. Whew. But yeah, I like the fact it's actually developing these characters. I like it because I'm actually getting to know who they are. Because again, I quite like Scenes as well. Scenes is pretty freaking cool, and quite a thing I actually found interesting is the fact we actually haven't seen the higher ups a lot in the manga as we did in the actual anime. I think the anime actually kind of allowed them to be more center point than the actual manga has thus far. The actual kind of higher ups are kind of in mystery. You don't really know too much about them. Actually, it's kind of interesting because we're getting to know how these characters work while the world itself is developing in the background. So once we actually get back to the background of this whole entire world itself, we get to know more about what's going on. And I quite like it. I think the actual manga is doing everything in its power to actually kind of do a lot of things great. And I think it's actually kind of freaking alright. It's doing everything it needs to. That's what I'm trying to say. It does it, and it doesn't leave you in the dark, if you get what I mean. The manga actually describes everything you need to know to actually go forward, actually understand how this fight's actually kind of won, how the fight's actually fought. Like, it's one of the things that sometimes a lot of things lack. It lacks the explanation. This one actually allows you to actually know what they're talking about, how everything works. I actually quite like it, because again, like the whole entire thing, when they said that she is this person sent from the gods, she's like an apostle sent from the gods, you kind of sitting there going, when you think about it, yes, she is. Like, she is very much sent from the gods, but for a total of an utter difference, then you actually kind of did I think I did. Like, I can't remember what I was saying beforehand now. But yeah, I quite like that bit of humor there. How they kind of just said that she is this apostle sent from the gods, when in fact, yeah, she is. But you had a complete other difference than you actually ever imagine. Like, she's not there for the sake of being there, like being sent from the gods, like as an apostle, but she actually is sent from there because the previous life she led was not so great. Yeah, didn't I talk to you yesterday about it? Did I talk about it? Did I? I can't remember now. I'm so tired, I just can't remember sometimes. I think I did actually say it. But yeah, I think all in all, this manga does everything perfectly. Like, I actually can't argue with anything. Yeah, I think I did talk to you about it. I think you DM'd me on Twitter about it. I think, as I said, I wasn't going to make a video on it, I think that's the case. But yeah, I think it's what's written down. But yeah, all in all, it does everything it needs to be perfect, and I actually kind of love it. I think it's one of my mangas I've actually discovered I actually kind of love it. I think it's just so freaking good. It just does everything perfectly. So yeah, I think all in all, that's what I have to say about this manga thus far. But I think I might be back next Wednesday to cover the next part of this chapter, because 5.2 is its own thing, so I might cover it on its own. So I just do that probably on Wednesday. So until then, I have indeed been the driver. If you have enjoyed the stream as a whole, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here, and you want to stay that little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. Do apologise if my reading's kind of a little bit off during the stream. Just sometimes, I don't know what happens when I read. It just kind of, I deviate a little tiny bit. My brain just kind of goes, yeah, you can read today. And other times like, nah, fam, gonna muck up every word you're reading. And yeah, I don't know what happens there. So I do apologise. It actually has happened. But until tomorrow, well, actually no, tomorrow I'm going to London to play the Switch. So I don't think I might be able to cover anything tomorrow. So if I'm actually here to cover anything, I will be here. But if I can't, I do apologise. I'll probably cover it on the next couple of days. So until then, see you guys later.